me do that? Okay, let me try that again. Sorry, gosh. All right. Hello, my name is Mark Weston, and I am very interested in the position of executive pastor that you have available at your church. I've also had the privilege of getting to know Ryan over the last few days and enjoyed meeting him and kind of spending some time with him. And he asked me to answer a few questions in video and send it to you. So this is me doing that. So to not bore you as much, let's just jump right in. First question he asked is this: how would you minister to a person who has tattoos, someone who drinks, someone who smokes, and someone who uses coarse words? And honestly, I would say this: I would minister to them just like anyone else who would come to me with a need or wanted some help. In fact, I know church people who smoke, who have tattoos, who say coarse words, who drink. And we all have issues and we all sin. But each and every person is created in God's image. And because of that, each and every person deserves my care and my attention. In fact, I think a more important question is this: where is the church person in their relationship with Jesus? And where is the person who smokes, who drinks, who has tattoos, who says coarse words? Where are they? Do they know Jesus? Have they had their sins forgiven by him? Because if they haven't, then what I want to do is I want to do whatever I can to help that person come to know Jesus. Second question: what would you do if a staff member you were leading confessed moral failure? Wow, starting with an easy question here. I'm going to assume in answering this question, I'm going to assume that this person is not only coming to me, but saying, I want to stop what I was doing and I want to make amends for that. So we'll move forward from that. First of all, I would thank that person for taking the risk to share that very difficult information with me. And next, I would want to get the complete story from them. Not because I want to hear the gossip, but because I would need to know as much information as I could so that I could make good decisions moving forward. And so once I got that information, I would want to determine what our next steps would be. And I think first of all, we would want to make sure that all the parties involved in the situation were safe, that they were cared for, and that they weren't going to be damaged or hurt anymore. And at the same time, I would want to make sure that moving forward, the church would make all the right steps, would do all the things legally it was supposed to do. So what we would do first is we would probably offer to those that were hurt by the staff person, we would offer them an opportunity for some care, for some help, for maybe even some counseling. And then, depending upon the nature of the incident, I might be forced, because of laws, to actually report this incident to the proper authorities, and so we would do that. And then moving on from that, we would want to make sure that the church leadership is aware of what's going on. And so moving forward from that, I would work with the church leadership to say, what do we need to do to help bring healing, restitution, and maybe even restoration, if that's possible, for the staff person back to their position. So the first thing in this part that I would want to do is to find out if that staff person has gone to the injured parties and asked for forgiveness, have confessed their sins to that person. If they have not, that would be the first thing to do. Once that was done, then we would determine if counseling was appropriate for that staff person. And then moving on, based on that staff person's position within the church leadership would need to determine whether or not other parts of the church would need to be brought in the process of this confession and healing, depending upon the staff person's involvement with other people. Next, we would need to determine for the staff person what form of either reprimand or discipline, or maybe even a forced time of leave, or even termination based on the event that he or she was talking about. And once we got those things out of the way, the final piece of this would be determined to put together a plan to help bring about this person's full restoration and back on staff if termination was not the thing we needed to do. And then lastly, just to let you know a little bit about me, my wife Lori would not know anything about this process at all. I did not come home and share these kind of things with her. The only way that she would know what was going on is if it affected her directly because she was a member of the church. All right, moving on. Question number 3. Do you learn better by listening or teaching? I learn far better by preparing and teaching than I do simply by listening. Fourth question, what's your favorite TV show? What's your favorite kind of music? And what's your favorite movie? My favorite TV show is The Big Bang Theory. And I hate to admit this, but it is my favorite show. And basically it's just because I completely resonate with a group of nerdy guys who have close friendships together, and they're trying to figure out life together. Love that show. The second part of this is, what's my favorite music? My favorite type of music is 80s rock music. I love the group Journey. I love Foreigner, the Eagles, Hall & Oates, Boston, Styx, Toto. Love those groups. I know it makes me old and fogey, but that's what I like. And then the third part, my favorite movies. Now I'm going to cheat on this because I'm going to give you two of them. My first favorite movie is The Princess Bride. I just love that movie. There are so many lines from that movie that I just enjoy the wit and humor, and so I say those things all the time. And then the second movie I really love is Apollo 13. And what I really love about this movie is I am amazed about what the team of people did in Houston to bring those stranded astronauts back to Earth. Every time I watch that, I get excited about teamwork, and I always think this is how the church should operate. This is what the church should do. It should be motivated to reach those who are lost and are going to die without Jesus. And so that always gets me excited about that. All right, the fifth question is this. After you've been on staff for a significant amount of time, how would you respond to a change in your job description? And so my initial reaction to that is I want to do whatever it takes to help the church do what Jesus wants it to do. And if the church will become more effective by my job description changing, I am all for that. I would just hope that my temperament, my gift mix, who I am, that I would be able to do that accomplish those new responsibilities well. And then finally, last thought on that is, like anyone else, I would just like to be a part of that process. Like if I was part of the process of determining what changes need to be, that would be really great. If it was just said to me from on high, it'd be tougher to take, but I would certainly be willing to do whatever it takes. So once again, thank you so much for sitting through this. I really do appreciate the fact that you're taking some time to consider me for your position, and I hope to hear back from you guys soon. Thank you.